I wanted to ask you this. So we are here today on the edge of Ron DeSantis getting in to the presidential race, and he's going to do it on an audio cast on Twitter with Elon Musk and one of Peter Thiel's disciples, another Silicon Valley billionaire and PayPal founder. And I wanted to ask you about that. I can't recall in my political career, which goes back to 1992, my first job in politics, but I arrived here on planet Earth in 1970, have always followed politics. It's the strangest announcement that I've ever seen. Am I wrong on that?
You have more experience than I do, but it's very odd. And I think it goes to one of the real concerns that people have about Ron DeSantis, which Ron DeSantis reeks of a fad. And what he will move whichever way he thinks the wind will go. And right now there's a lot of right-wing support for Twitter and Elon Musk and what they claim he's trying to do with Twitter. And so he's rushing over to that, and then there'll be something else and he'll rush over to that. You know, let's not forget, Ron DeSantis is someone who at the beginning of COVID took it really seriously, locked down Florida, really focused on the studies, on the science. There are lots of reports and stories about how he dug in. As soon as it became a political issue, he did an about face. And Ron DeSantis is going to run into problems because there is nothing authentic about him. There is nothing genuine about him. He is the worst of the worst in terms of politicians, where he will literally just go whichever way he thinks the wind is going. And I think that one thing you have to give credit to Donald Trump for is he sticks to his guns. And I do think that people think, whether they like him or not, he is genuine and he is authentic. Now, he's genuine and authentic in an authoritarian, narcissistic, dangerous way, but he's genuine and authentic. And I think that Ron DeSantis screams to me, and this announcement is just another example of constantly chasing the latest fad.
The other thing that's important in a presidential campaign is the underlying narrative has to make sense. And so Ron DeSantis is trying to sell this notion that we're losing. This is losing with MAGA, with Trump, and I'm a winner. This guy's a loser, but he won't say that Trump lost the election, which undermines the integrity of that message completely. It just renders it completely nonsensical. So I think it's going to be interesting to watch, in that you have a bunch of candidates that all of them, whether it's a Nikki Haley, whether it's a Chris Christie, were full-on Trump sycophants who are now opposing him, to Mike Pence, to all of them. But across the board, I think that they all are on some spectrum of unfitness. DeSantis being really high, specifically with the constant use of government power, right, to inflict punishment on people that he disagrees with, whether it be the Walt Disney Corporation, whether it be individuals, whether it be teachers, and the idea that we're banning books and locking up librarians isn't a fantasy. It's not from a dystopian movie. This is real life in the state of Florida, a taste of what executive power under Ron DeSantis is like. And now he wants to take that show on the road. And it's extraordinary to me, as somebody who came up in politics as a moderate Republican, to watch somebody who calls themselves a Republican so dramatically and overtly seek to expand the size of government to assert such control in the private sector. It's really a very, very radical departure from the boundaries of politics that we've known over our adult lives.
I think you raised very good points, and clearly Trump has paved the way for that. And ultimately, the dichotomy between that and what President Biden is going to offer is going to be very, very stark. I mean, when you look at the previous Congress, when the Democrats had the majority in all three entities, some really historic and important legislation was passed, and the deficit went down. So this is an administration that has had unprecedented success in improving the lives of the vast majority of Americans, updating our infrastructure, updating our technology investment and competition with China, providing resources and opportunity for so many Americans. And that is going to be, I think, very starkly in contrast to the view that whoever the Republican nominee is going to be. Because at the end of the day, and we saw it last Congress, and I really do believe this, the Democratic Party is right now truly the party of ideas, policy, and solutions. And the Republican Party is the party of fear, division, and hate. The Republican Party platform is Donald Trump. That literally
it is literally the case. Yes,
in 2020,
loyalty to Donald Trump.
Yes, there are no ideas. There are no ways that they are providing any meaningful solutions to our problems. And one of the frustrating things I have in this Congress is we are desperately in need of significant immigration reform. I don't think anyone in Congress would disagree that we have serious updating to do to the way that we deal with the whole concept of immigration, from asylum to lawful visas, to border security, to a range of other things, to pathway to citizenship. And the Republicans have no desire to have any bipartisan discussions on this because they are putting politics over policy and over people. And they would rather use this in a political way, as a political wedge, than actually reach some sort of reform to reduce the backlog in asylum claims, to expand lawful visas, to give a pathway decision, to increase border security, all of which we need. And there's no interest. And that is because everything is political. They want power so that they can essentially line the pockets of their special interests, of the NRA, of their benefactors, and just care not about the 90% of the American people who would be negatively impacted.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you never miss a video. Also, for more content just like this, please consider joining our Warning Premium community. You can find out more in the description below.